Hello, everybody. I'm Steve Sodders, State Senator from State Center. I'm also the Chair of the Economic Growth here in the Senate. Economists and business leaders repeatedly have told us that persistent job shortages of skilled workers hurts Iowa's economy. Today, you're going to meet a few Iowa success stories, and these are the folks behind me, and they're going to be talking to you here just shortly. Their examples explain why we should invest in helping Iowans gain the skills Iowa businesses need to grow and create jobs here in Iowa. Helping Iowans take the first step can lead to big results for us. That's why Democratic and Republican legislators both generally support workforce training. Helping Iowans improve their skills, starting with the basic adult literacy, the GED programs, can result in big rewards for families and Iowa's economy. This is the year that we need to act, because we've learned a lot from going around statewide talking about what we need to do to create these jobs and get unemployed workers and our young folks into the manufacturing fields and other fields to work on our job shortages. Last year, the Iowa Senate voted to create the GAP and PACE programs that we currently have. GAP is the Gap Assistant Program. It fills in the gaps for funding non-credit programs and recognizes certificates of those programs. And typically these are professional licenses, and they're also classes that typically don't qualify for federal student aid. So we get to fill that gap with what we're doing here in the state of Iowa. Also, we passed PACE, which is the Pathway for Academic, Career, and Employment, which coordinates efforts for helping returning students identify local job openings. In Marshalltown, we have a great group of Marshalltown Community College working with our business folks right now to do this very thing and get kids from high school into these jobs. It will closely coordinate with local workforce training and proven for local business needs. Helping unemployed and underemployed Iowans improve their skills is the right thing to do for us, for Iowa, and for these individual folks and their families. It is absolutely essential if we want to grow up Iowa's economy and create more jobs for everyone. I'm going to turn things over to these folks. They're going to talk a little bit about their experiences. And I should note that I sit on the Economic Development Authority Board, and this is one of the number one things that is talked about at the Economic Development Authority. From all the business folks that are there, the community college folks that are there, is that we need skilled workers. We have them in Iowa. We have workers that can do these jobs in Iowa. We simply got to get them into these programs, raise their skill level, and they're going to have jobs. We could literally lower our unemployment, in my opinion, by 3%. So I'm going to turn this over to these folks right now, and they're going to talk a little bit about themselves. Jamia, you're up.
Hello, my name is Jamia Peoples, and I'm currently a resident in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I am a mother of 4, and I recently got my certificate in CNA, Certified Nursing Assistant, in December 2011. And at the time, I was also working full-time as a cook at Westridge Care Center. Right now, I am currently starting my new position as a CNA at Westridge Care Center, and I am also currently enrolled in the nursing program at Kirkwood Community College. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Fernando Franco. I'm from Sioux City. I'm a John Morrell dislocated worker. Unfortunately, they closed it down. I spent 20 years of my life in there, but for some reason they closed down. But there was a great opportunity for me because I was able to get into the college, earn my GED, and at the same time, I was able to achieve a diploma on heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. I have a wife, I have 3 kids. One is already in college. I'm very proud of him because he's in his 3rd year on the college already. And a daughter, which is 19, he's in college already too. The other one is 16, he's still in high school, I always encourage my kids, keep going on to school. That's your future, is the future for the United States. Because the way that things look, technology is changing. We're going to need people that can be prepared. They have careers, they need to be prepared for the future. I told them, even at my age, I was able to achieve an associate degree. I'm seeking an associate degree in technical studies. You're young, you can do it. And they said, Dad, I'm very proud of you, and I'm going to achieve my degree too. Thank you very much.
My name is Mike Sievert. I grew up and lived in Cedar Rapids. I worked at a factory in Cedar Rapids. I had 32 years in there. And just 2 years ago, they closed the door. And in the meantime, while I wasn't working, I went back to school to achieve my high school diploma. And in the meantime, I was offered to participate in the PACE program, and I took the welding course out there at Kirkwood. And I am a certified welder now, which helped me to attain a job that I have. I was hired for a job that came up. It was going to be on a part-time basis. It was going to last about 3 months, and I've been there ever since. So if it hadn't been for these programs, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. Thank you.
Great, and we'll open it up. We have any more? No. So we'll open up to questions. Do we have any questions for our guests here?
Senator Summers, to lower the unemployment rate by 3%, how many jobs would that take, and why do you think that's realistic?
I think it's realistic in part because listening when I was at the Economic Development Authority, all the business folks around that table, this is one of the things they talked about. I don't have the number in front of me, but they believe that we have a skilled worker shortage, but we have plenty of people out here to do those jobs. So we have a number of folks who are unemployed. And then we also have to make sure that we're focusing on young people coming out of our high schools. And if we do both these things, we look at the manufacturing fields where we have these openings, it's just the lack of getting the kids and these unemployed folks skilled to do those jobs, we're going to get these people off the unemployment rolls. And that was a general consensus around the table in discussions at Economic Development Authority. So I think this pace and gap is right in line with what I think the business folks in this state want us to do to get these people back to work.
I think the latest numbers, unemployment numbers, were 5.6%. So you're saying realistically 2.6%?
I think but we have to invest. We can't just talk about this. We've got to put the money behind this program. We've got to invest in these folks that are unemployed or underemployed, and I believe, yes, I think we can drop it. If we're trying to get to the governor's goal of 200,000 jobs, this is one of the big pieces that I believe we can do in the state of Iowa. And again, this doesn't have to do with Republicans and Democrats. This has to do with getting Iowans back to work. And so I'm all for helping the governor get it to his jobs, but I believe that he needs to back us up and support us on this particular plan of gap and pace and funding it correctly.
It is about Democrats and Republicans, though. I mean, you passed your bills last year. They're sitting in the House. The governor came out with this budget, and according to your release, it was 40% cut in worker training funding. That's another gap to deal with.
Okay, and all those things are in discussions right now. That's the governor's proposal. It's up to the Senate and the House to come up with the numbers. And we're hoping that the governor will back us on these numbers and bring the numbers up to where they need to be. We did pass pace and gap last year. Now the funding didn't follow quite where we wanted it to be, but I believe that now that these programs are in place, we have success stories right here in Iowa, at Kirkwood College, Sioux City, and around the state that we know this works. So if it works, then we need to start funding it appropriately, and we can get the people off the employment rolls. Not yet, and I think that's, we're just started the budget hearings. I know Senator Shane John is well aware of the Gap and Pace program. I believe that you're going to see out of the Senate us coming in with a budgeted plan to budget all these programs. Not yet. I think they're in meetings right now. But again, I believe they understand too that we do have this skilled worker shortage, and we've got to address it. All right. Well, thank you all for showing up. Thank you.